And his curiosity to approach this anomaly leads to it suddenly shape-shifting. Suddenly, his flipper that had a relatively standard white and orange design and looked relatively inconspicuous has turned black with green trim matching his jacket. And the interface seems to have been upgraded somewhat. Actually, the multiple different plugs on it, the multiple inputs, have all sort of coalesced into some strange unknown metal that almost looks fluid on one end of it. Like it's now designed to just have one input that can work for anything. Congratulations. You have been the first one to be rewarded with your Digivice.
Wow.
Hooray!
How'd you do that?
Caprice, what the fuck is this? She stares at him for a moment.
God, I have my work cut out with this one.
That you do.
I look
That
at
is a Digivice. Some people call it the Holy Device. It's what allows our connection to actually happen.
Huh.
Art kind of looks at that little mini Vista, looks to Scratch, looks to her phone, looks back at them, looks back at phone, and tries to like rod Scratch with the end of her phone, and absolutely nothing happens. And she's like, well, you know what? It was worth trying. Just sticks it back in her pocket.
Wait. Hey, Gal. Maybe it's maybe you didn't try at the right angle, and Rowan tries digging into his phone into Cheese's head, being like, "Okay, Cheese, do you feel something?" No, I feel a massive pressing. I feel a numbskull on my skull.
Haley's just gonna hold her phone out horizontally and be like, "Think you can jump in?" And her little fish is gonna try to jump on it, and don't know what's gonna happen. But the whole idea is because, well, this little fish somehow swam out of concrete before. Maybe something will happen. At the very least, she knows he can float, so he's not gonna damage it.
All that happens is he ends up headbutting the phone out of her hand and slapping it to the floor.
Huh. Glad I got a military case. Picks it up.
Alright. I think the Art is just kind of exasperated by everybody tried the exact same thing with the phones. I think our phones might not be helpful here.
Most likely
Can't
not.
even tell the damn time.
Upside for you young'uns, though, is that
Actually,
although
what is the time on our phones?
The time on
It's a
your
new
phones
day.
currently having been reset to the current time zone where you are in the digital world, it's now displaying about 8:37.
AM?
Yes.
Oh, serially.
Meanwhile, Elder Brato just looks to all your phones. He's like, one little upside. Technology from your world doesn't get into ours very often, but when it does appear to have a largely infinite power supply. So you don't have to worry about those things dying on you during your time here.
Oh.
Art pulls her, whips her phone right back out and looks at it because being a bit of a night gremlin, she doesn't really charge her phone to full all that often, and the battery is just completely topped out. And just kind of remarks like, "Wow, huh."
Haley looks toward her fish, and then looks toward the elder is like, do you know where his ears are? I'm gonna want to share my tune.
He's a fish Digimon. He doesn't have ears.
Everything has ears in some ways.
Well, yes, but as a fish, his are so minuscule that you couldn't possibly find them, much like mine, let alone fit something into them. I mean, I don't know much about fish anatomy in general, but it's close enough to amphibian. Normally, when I need to wear headphones for something, I'd normally just slot them over top my enormous eyes, but I don't know, for him you'll probably just have to guess somewhere around where his jaw meets his head.
Apparently,
Like,
fish
I
ears are
actually know
under
something
their
about this.
skin.
We are
So-
learning a lot about fish anatomy that I don't think I needed to learn.
Fish have ears. It's not external. Their inner ear is underneath flaps in the head, collecting sound from the air or water. So it's underneath their skin.
It also depends on how
So
bony
she
the
could
fish
theoretically
is.
put little headphones, like, taped to the side of his head, and he could enjoy tunes. So
But yeah, it also depends on how bony the fish is. If it's a fish with a solid bone head, most of their hearing comes through vibrations through their bones.
Which I guess would mean bone conduction audio would be incredibly efficient for them.
So you could get your fish a
Definitely
codec like
something
in Metal Gear
you can-
Solid.
definitely something for Haley to look into later.
So, any other questions?
If a swallow carried a coconut, okay, let's go.
So, you guys venture towards the city of Datapool.
So earlier, when you were chuckling after the Renamon introduced themselves, why were you laughing?
I'll tell you later.
Simp. Anyway.
Oh, that's not why.
Oh.
Scratch. Grounder.
Oh, god damn it. So, you're led towards the city of Datapool, and up close the architecture looks even stranger than it did at a distance with all of these amalgamated buildings of so many different cultures. But it has made an interesting terraced sort of architecture to the town, where one building will end up merging partway into another, and some spawned on top of each other and ended up creating sort of like overhangs of buildings jutting out over the street, or one suspended entirely over the road with its corners merged into different buildings. But they all seem to be rather stable and well rebuilt, and because of the terraced architecture, as you descend from a hill and come closer to the lake, you can see that there's also a good amount of rooftop gardens going on throughout it. So they've taken this chaotic amalgamation and somewhat tried to modernize it.
Nice. Bet Runoff's dealt with that way.
Some cool surrealism happening.
Yeah, this entire time, Haley's just kind of looking at the architecture and stuff. She is going for engineering, so taking in the sites and seeing how things are kind of braced together, things are organized, stuff like that. So
As you finally start getting into town, the Elder turns to you all and waves towards some nearby particular buildings. There's one that seems to be largely modern, your modern-ish American. Think closer to like 1950s, 60s architecture, I'd say. Almost Art Deco. And there's a rather large building with a few additions to it that were clearly from the other worlds. This here is our local inn. Rather comfortable place. I'm sure you'll be quite fine here. The tailmon that runs it, Melissa. Wonderful old woman. She'll gladly set up a few of the suites for you. There's plenty of room. We don't really get much travel, so there's always at least half of the place vacant, but she doesn't quite mind. She inherited the place, and She largely holds on to it for the memories, doesn't care much for the money.
Oh, okay. So it's like a nice little tuck-in. So it's like one of those nice little tuck-in diners, you know. The kind of places that just, the kind of places that don't really have a lot of foot traffic, but has some like dedicated regulars, and Rowan goes off talking like Guy Fieri without any knowledge of how to talk like Guy Fieri.
He just goes, "Thank you, Elder. Any recommendations on the food?"
Oh, well, if you're looking for good food, definitely don't try Melissa's cooking. No, there's another place. Yeah, there's a couple of other places around here. I don't know what the drinking age is in your worlds, nor of any of your ages. I'm not familiar enough with humans to tell.
Illegal.
There is a nice bar nearby you could check out, though. My personal favorite, there's a little eatery just around the corner from here, open air stand, but with plenty of seating. A little place called the 8th Round Eatery. And this is one that, just off of the name, Caprice would already immediately know exactly what place he's talking about, who owns it, and that that's probably going to be a bit of a chaotic reunion.
That place is still around?
You really think he would have given it up?
I mean, if he died, yeah.
You really think he's tough enough to have not survived that mess?
She shrugs.
I
You
mean,
got me there.
Hey, guys. Who are you talking about? Says Cheese.
oh, just an old warrior who is consistently retired to this old town. Goes by Tekai. I'm sure you'll like him. He's the friendly sort.
Now I have to ask the question: does Chumon know Tekai? Because you gave me two names that sound very similar to that one.
No, each of your Digimon is from a completely different server, and all 5 of them have been merged.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Can't believe
Different
that son of a
worlds.
bitch is
So
still
the
howling.
question is, do you guys want to go to the 8th Round Eatery or the tavern around the corner?
Well, first,
I'm hungry. I'm hungry IRL, and Rowan was already looking for food. So he and Chumon are gonna go. So he and Chi and Cheese are gonna go to the 8th round.
Hell yeah.
You're also kind of hungry, so Lucy and Rune are gonna go to the 8th round.
Everyone
Haley's
else?
gonna try to covertly ask, what stipend should we have? Anything we need to worry about in terms of pricing or cost or anything on your guys' end to make sure it's not unduly harming you guys?
Oh, don't
Fuck,
worry
we
about
got,
it.
like, no money.
They'll know you're chosen just by the fact you're humans, and there's already old rules set in place in most civilized places in any good server. Your bills will be covered by the town.
Haley goes,
Hog facing.
"Thank you, sir. Thank you for your help. If there's anything you need help around here, let us know."
Oh, certainly. Honestly, the reconstruction efforts are largely done. We're working on some expansion for all of the new people here and the limited space. Not much you can do to help with that. We'll just be... Oh, well, keep your ears open for the Sirens. If someone attacks, you'll know, and admittedly, that's largely what you're here for.
Okay. Either way, let us know if you need help painting or anything.
Ha! Well, maybe before you go, I'll have you repaint my dining room. I found a new red I've gotten rather fond of recently. But for now...
Least we can do for your help.
For now, go and enjoy your meals. Explore
No
the
kidding.
town a little. Get comfortable. You won't have much time for comfort once your adventure truly begins. And
The tree
that's...
is like royalty here.
Art gets a little bit uncomfortable because Jess finally getting nice and situated, and then hearing that, and just her mind is immediately like, "Oh, man, This is gonna be a lot of work, isn't it?
Yep, that's why it's not for free.
Rowan's not even really Rowan's not even really considering that. I think he's already walked into the eighth round and being like, "Oh, I am Digidestined. Give me food."
Haley's gonna cup him and be like, "No, you know better than this. Be considerate."
Jason, who had followed him and is now just like, I'm not with him.
Well, now that Jason and Caprice have
Apologize.
walked in, the design of this place, the closest thing I can describe it to is imagine Ichiraku's from Naruto and make it about 5 times bigger, but with full, like, backed seats instead of stools, but still welded in place and swiveling.
Okay.
Then,
So Ichiraku's in Baruto.
I haven't seen it in that. But anyway,
It still doesn't exist.
as you're looking in towards the general eatery, you can see that there's only a handful of staff there, and the one leading it is rather obvious. The largest and most imposing Digimon there, and the one who seems to be featured on the majority of the photos all over the place. He seems to be named the 8th Round Eatery because, well, you can see that he's got a rather large pair of boxing gloves hanging in a trophy case in the back wall. And then there's a bunch of photos of this Digimon having beaten the shit out of plenty that seem to be much larger and more dangerous than him. Oddly enough, in many of these photos, he has vastly different appearances, and yet his posture and personality make it very clear that somehow it must be the same Digimon. They did mention reincarnation as a thing here, so maybe these are encounters from across multiple lives where this guy was just repeatedly getting into champion-level boxing matches and kicking ass. The Digimon in particular is one anyone there would recognize as a Gaomon, but a bit different from your average Gaomon. Instead of looking like a short boxing rookie, this guy looks like he's more like a husky that's built like a champion heavyweight boxer who then retired and got a beer gut.
This dude sounds awesome already.
So I feel like
Fucking Lucy, all Lucy heard during that was, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy.
No, shut up.
so
Shut up.
and so Rowan and Cheese just immediately deflate and go and back away and just go like, "Dude, did you see that guy? He looks like he can freaking maim us." I was playing up the whole I was playing up the whole conceited hero thing for a bit. We're actually gonna get killed if we go in like that. Yeah, I think we bit off a bit more than we can chew. So
You mean you choose?
Choose.
I'm here
Yeah.
to chew, so Jason walks right up to the counter. Hey, my good man, what's good today?
So he pauses and turns around and just kind of stares at you all for a moment. He's like, huh, humans. Thought I saw that light in the distance. Wait a fucking second. And he leans over the counter and stares at Caprice. And the
What's up, Mutt?
stare that he's giving her is incredibly competitive for a moment before he just gets this wild grin. Like, I haven't seen you since you left me with that bill 30 years ago.
Damn, interest
Yeah.
must be crazy.
Fuck. Well, I
Yeah.
hope it wasn't too expensive.
You walked in here thinking I owed you money, didn't you?
Not money, a meal.
Well, yeah, I certainly owe you that for old time's sake, but, how the hell are you back in this shape so fast? Last I heard, Ricardo pulled some bullshit.
He squints and then
Her hand twitches again. She cracks her neck by rolling it across her shoulders and just says,
I'll deal with Ricardo.
I'm sure you will. Well, give him an extra shot in the ass from me.
So,
aiming for the ass would be a waste of ammo, but sure.
Mr. Bartender, I like to apologize for how I acted. I was genuinely trying to play up a bit there, and I can see that it fell flat.
He hums and stares at you for a moment. He's like, she's a regular. And my ex. I'm used to worse.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Well, in that case, I order your fine. That case, I will now look at. In that case, I will look at your menu and I will order the finest glass of whatever you recommend. And I am going to. And then I will.
Lost your train of thought there.
Well,
Well, my train of thought, and also considering whether taking a picture of Digital World food would be a good idea or not.
Hailey's just looking around, seeing if there's enough seating for 10 people, and if not, is basically just, without anyone asking, just moving things that aren't being used into a configuration for 10 people.
Meanwhile, as you're sitting in that stand, you can also see there's a board on the side for basically just set up there for advertisements and flyers and such, just trying to provide a little space for the community. And one thing Rune would immediately recognize is a poster featuring a silhouette that is all too familiar, advertising a show for an idol who's apparently got some shows going on somewhere relatively far northwest from here. That silhouette, from what any Digimon there could see, appears to be that of a Tinkermon. And of course, Rune would recognize this as her former partner and ex.
Does everyone have an X in this game, or is it like am I the single guy here?
There's only two.
Sam, you tapped
X
that?
Factor.
Haley just holds her fish and goes, I hope not, he's 7.
Hey.
Damn, she looks like she's twice your size. She looks like a person.
That was complicated. But how could she get more famous than me? It's 12 years? I've been forgotten.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Fine.
12 years and enough grit and social media knowledge, know-how, luck, some actual money, sponsorship deals, and those just like descending into like a void, driving all the things someone actually needs to get famous, even famous in this day in life, even on the internet, and it's just, and you can actually like see him descending deeper and deeper down a very, very dark well.
Tell me how to be famous.
Huh?
Tell me how to be famous now.
He holds up his camera, says, say cheese.
He's just there.
Takes a picture. Rowan takes a picture, and it's just like, I'm just gonna, you know what? Well, we should talk about this. I never thought I would be the agent of. I never thought I would be an agent before, but okay.
Hey, you ain't being agent of no one. She just grabs Rune to take her away.
Now,
I was actually gonna help.
Do
so,
VTubers even exist in Digimon, considering?
The gorillas are VTubers. Sorry, it's unrelated, but it's true.
I mean, yeah, you're kind of right. Anyway, I'm gonna need... Yeah, KQ, I'm gonna need you to roll a d20. Hey, if you're this far in the video, maybe consider leaving a like, a comment, and subscribing to the channel. And if you really want to help me out, consider following the link below to check out my book. I also do commissions, so feel free to contact me for that over any of my socials. Now, I'll let you get back to the video. Wow, you actually got a flat 10.
Yeah.
Just the hardest of the 50-50 imaginable.
Okay, all Cheese manages to notice is that in an alley nearby, out of the corner of his eye, there's a shadow that, like, barely shows for a moment and a glint of something golden, and then it's gone.
Does it like Latinas?
God damn it, man.
I get the
Cheese has
reference.
now been injected straight into the atmosphere.
No.
Okay, so Cheese sees something familiar. Cheese is going to do the smart thing. He's going to hide behind Rowan like a human shield.
Of course. Meanwhile, Tekai is just gonna stay leaned over the counter while everyone's looking over the menus and figuring their order out. He's just looking at Caprice like, so you sure you're all right? I mean, last I heard, I thought that bastard was the only one to get out of that mess.
Oh, he was.
Well, your old boss is still in town. He'll be looking for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know where to find him.
The old man told me I should check in with him, yeah.
Go ahead and do that. He misses you like all hell. Misses the whole crew. The rest of them, for some reason they haven't come back yet. Either they lost their memories upon hatching, or something about what they were hit with. Just... I don't know. The Metal Empire's been working on some strange weapons. Last we heard, before all this shit started going down, it looked like they were trying to make something to downsize an entire server.
I guess. Right.
Can someone else ask what downsizing an entire server means? Because I'm curious, but I don't think Rowan would care.
It sounds big.
I believe that means instead of letting people reincarnate into eggs, they just throw them in the recycle bin and hit empty on that bitch.
Deletion.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Lily's gonna ask what she should get for her little fish here, because he's young and she does not quite know what he should get, both in terms of food and drink.
Plankton mush.
Tekai snaps
Gerber's plankton food.
Tekai snaps his fingers like, I know exactly what to do for this little guy. You see, I can tell just by looking at him and his mannerisms, he probably came from one of the less civilized worlds that merged into this one. There's a lot of different types of digital world servers, you see. Some of them are a little more civilized, full of actual towns and public transport. Some of them are more wilderness, with scattered civilization here and there. And then there's the few that are basically worldwide free-for-alls, where it's just pure anarchy. This little guy, I can tell just by the glint in his eyes that he came from a more anarchy world. And there, they traditionally eat each other. Thankfully, we've got ethically sourced meals here that are close enough to what his diet would have been that we can easily cook something up for him.
Thank you, sir. And I'll take the chef special.
The
well,
implications of that entire exchange, by the way.
What?
I don't know, just that your fishy friend ate people.
It's Jund, I imagine, at that point. Just
A little war
it's a
crime in
fish eat fish world, dog eat dog world.
And since you asked for my special, I'm the head chef here, and I gotta tell you, I make a mean omelet, but that does mean I do a lot of custom ingredients. You can find a whole section of the menu on the 3rd page that's just everything I can throw in there. Tell me whatever the hell you want, and I'll whip it up nice.
Okay, give me a few minutes, sir. Thank you.
Don't exactly have anything fancy at this stall, but I have a lot of experience. While I was traveling doing all of my boxing, I would pick up a new recipe in every town I stopped in.
Oh, you know what I forgot? How does Social Studious work again? Socially Studious work again?
Social Studious, which I have, is you understand people and are granted an automatic bonus of your total in the listed crest stats to all social interactions.
Cool. Can I check? Because I just realized, since Shumon just ran towards his side, do you think Rowan would pick up on that, or do you think I should just let it go?
I think he'd pick up on that pretty easily, especially being a bit of a coward himself. He'd recognize the signs.
Alright. So I roll, what do I roll again?
I'm gonna let that one pass. You don't need to roll. But
Alright.
normally for these things, you would roll an associated stat of your choice, so usually whichever one is highest. Or, you know, if you had a recent fear encounter and the effects of one has been disabled, then you pick another.
Okay. I'm deciding what to do, but I think I'll just let it go for now. If this continues, I'll probably have Rowan pick up on it, or at least challenge it.
Okay, that's fair.
Haley's gonna just go, I saw you had some good local ham, I'll take that. Some cheddar, onions, garlic, and capers, please.
Ooh, excellent choice.
Video game.
Side of toast. Whatever, do you
And-
have any rye?
Any what?
Any rye?
Oh, yeah, we got plenty of that. Honestly,
Okay,
with all the open field space around here, farming in this area has been excellent for the last few years.
Perfect, great. Some rye toast sounds great today.
Meanwhile, Scratch and Artemis have been a little quiet.
Scratch has been kind of poring over the menu. A lot of it just seems half of it is a little foreign and the other half is completely familiar. And she just kind of slides the menu forward and just just flatly asks, "Do you have any noodles?"
Got plenty of good options, and actually, one thing that I've been picking up for the menu recently that I haven't added to it yet that you seem the type to look forward to. I'm gonna try some tempura. I just picked up the stuff for it this morning.
Her eyes immediately light up, and all pretense of stoicness is completely out the window now. And she just excitedly says, "Yes, oh my god, please, some of that."
On it. So, you guys have an excellent time for a very cozy, friendly meal with a few local Digimon just kind of passing by and stopping to stare for a moment at the first humans they've ever seen. Only some of the oldest Digimon here seem to have a clear clue of what's going on when they see you, and some of the older ones that are passing by look a little somber the moment they see you and realize what's going on here. You know, the children that are told what humans are and that you're supposed to be great heroes seem to be rather excited, but the elderly that are familiar with your roles are visibly saddened by your presence.
Making boomers.
While Art is also chowing down some of the tempura, which the moment that Scratch had actually suggested it, she immediately jumped on that idea too. And they kind of had like one of those knowing like, I see you in your food choices kind of glances. She's kind of been chewing on that and just had taken note of the people passing by and leaned in to the owner and just kind of on the side like, so they a bunch of them don't seem too terribly jazzed to see us. Is
Heroes
everything
often
all
don't
right?
Heroes often don't have good endings.
Well, I mean, to be fair, to be fair, if you think about it, we're kind of like an omen of the apocalypse.
Tech Guy snaps his fingers and points at Rowan. He's like, you got it in one. The kids are told you guys are here to be heroes, and they immediately see a sign of hope. But to the elderly, they've heard stories of what happened in other servers. They've heard details about it. So have I. I might not look the oldest, but I've been around for quite a few lifetimes. And, well, by the end of these sort of things, it usually gets pretty bad.
Yeah, sounds like we're kind of the cleaner squad. Like, if all goes to hell, we're the kind of things that get involved.
Pretty sure media that's leaked here from your worlds would translate it as, I believe it's called the Godzilla threshold.
Gotcha.
Art, like, kind of, she was halfway through biting into one of the tempura, and she swallows what she had and kind of bristles a little bit and puts what's left back on the plate and says, I don't think I'm all that hungry anymore.
Oh, believe me, you should finish that. You'll need the energy. That,
Yeah.
It'll be a waste of good ingredients. But really, don't worry about it getting too bad right away. Clearly, by the looks of it, you've already gotten into one scrap and come out largely fine. And here, you'll have a little more backup, and now you have a better idea what's going on. Honestly, you're not too bad off so far. Thankfully, you're well equipped to handle at least the start of this mess. 'Cause let me tell you, you have no idea what's coming. Whatever you might have seen in your world before getting up here, it might have been frightening, but you see your little partners next to you? And this little bitch on this baby stool. Of course, pointing at Caprice.
Bird gets flipped.
As opposed to the actual baby? Wahoo gleefully, vibrates for a second.
You see, all of them, and even me, might be a little under-evolved, a little unimpressive at the moment. But that's what you're here for. Eventually, when you come into your own, you start really using your power. When you embrace it, understand it, the kind of things you'll be able to achieve. You couldn't imagine.
Art gives a slight nervous smile, the kind of smile that says that the info is definitely grateful to hear out loud, but also just suddenly very, very much nervous about the depth that they've just found themselves in. And Scratch just kind of finishes the last of their food and looks over and kind of has the quizzical look of where'd the cocksureness of this person, where'd that go just all of a sudden?
Well, his certainty suddenly disappears and fades into a tired frown as a bunch of sirens go off. And that would be your cue.
The rally point. Where's the rally point, sir?
He takes a moment to walk over to a phone in the back of his establishment, an old landline phone. Picks that up and makes a quick call. Hears some muttering in the back that can barely be heard over the sirens and largely inaudible. Definitely unintelligible at this range. He comes back over a moment later. He's like, alright, yeah, just got some intel from the elders. Looks like the siren was signaled from the north end of the city. Looks like we might be getting something headed this way from the Metal Empire.
Lucy gets up and puts her on the
Wow, Lucy, your
Alright,
mic
your
is
rose.
Lucy, your mic is like breaking up horribly. It is robotic as hell.
Oh. My internet is not the greatest. Is it better? It looks like it's better.
Okay, now it's better.
Now it's better.
Yeah.
The Digimons got me for a second. The Digimans. Well, Lucy gets up, put her foot on a stool, pointing at the door. All right, chosen ones. We want to save this world or something.
And Rowan's gonna get up. Never want to miss a good gag. Thing. And I guess he's gonna walk out. I guess he and Schumacher are going to march out. And immediately
Your sound suppression cut everything you said off.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rowan, not one to miss out a joke, just goes up and says, "Oh, something!" And
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Well, as he sees the two of you being overly confident, Zakai once more leans over the counter towards Caprice and says, "Try to keep their feet on the ground."
Well, sir.
He was already on the ground. He places up for a bit, I think.
Alright, so headed to the north town. Just head out of the stall here, bank a left, head straight up. Eventually, you'll see the roads converging into a dirt path headed north. They're probably going to come straight that way because it's the most efficient way. Metal Empire goons don't really care much for grass.
The goons.
She's gonna go. Hailey's gonna give a very quick question. Any last advice?
Yeah, he looks over to Artemis for a moment, and particularly at her arm, and looks back and says, "Let your partners stay on the front lines. You just stand back."
Roger, sir.
Art just kind of gives a quick laugh and says, "Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna repeat that mistake again."
Well, you guys eventually make your way up toward this dirt road. Make sure to position yourselves on the left side of the screen.
Right.
As you are coming up the road and see your enemies approaching, it appears to be these short metallic figures that appear to be wearing pitch black and gold armor that are only all about as tall as up to Caprice's neck. All wielding little spears and shields. Any locals would automatically recognize, well, any locals besides Wahoo would recognize these guys as Pawn Chessmon. But they are accompanied by something worse. Because at the back of the troop, there is something much, much bigger. But clearly related somehow. A huge mechanical black armored centaur wielding an enormous lawn dart-like lance. You are dealing with a Knight Chessmon.
Oh shit, creatures.
Unpassant my nuts, bitches. What?
I just heard that in the background. It got me.
You just heard what they canonically heard?
Are we fighting?
Trying to get this
So
guy
what?
properly positioned on the map, but
It's
not.
kind of considered a large creature.
There
He's
we
a
go.
chunky boy.
That let me place him on a versi. Okay. So yeah,
So
you're up
fast.
against 4 black Pawn Chessmon and 1 black Knight Chessmon. The Knight is probably going to get the highest roll here. Because they're rolling 6d8.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's-
But he's so fat.
Yeah, but they're a
Ooh.
centaur.
Horse is fast. My dude is like
Scary.
80% leg.
Yeah.
Leggies.
Does he move in an L shape?
In the sense that he'll make us take an L, yes.
They are going to be headed straight through the middle and up to you guys.
Yeah.
Damn, that's actually chess strategy. Fuck.
Moving the knight first?
Yes, that way you have the pawns backing it up. The entire point of the knight is to always put it in positions where if someone dares take it, a lesser unit will take whatever takes it.
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks for watching, guys, and please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Envoy of Kairos for many more videos, ranging from gameplay to speed paints, my original Pokemon region, game concepts, and much more. And do try to remember the words of Kairos. Embrace every opportunity to better yourself and the world. You never know when a leap of faith will change your life for the better. See you again soon.